mission to build and nurture the WIT community in the US. And this is also where she now lives and shares her values. Not only a remarkable talent in academics, Miss Trang is also a pioneer who has led numerous inner being and financial awareness journeys in English, connecting and inspiring the international community. And with that deep appreciation and heartfelt respect, let us show her with hearts and blooming flowers as we welcome our teacher, Miss Trang, into our Zoom space today. Yeah, we are ready, Miss Trang.
Hello everyone.
Please take it forward.
Chào cô Kelly, chào cô Linh Lê, chào cô Hoài Nhi. Hi everyone. I just been called like 10 minutes ago. He was still sleeping. It's 3 o'clock or 3:30 in the morning. Yeah. Okay.
Thank you for your effort, Cô Trang. 3 o'clock in the morning to come and serve the community over and over again. It's amazing. You are
Thank
amazing.
you, chị Linh Lê.
So here's two hearts.
Thank you, cô Linh Lê. You're always a presence in every single lessons, regardless of whether you are teaching or not, and always willing to answer everyone's questions. So thank you for covering and backing up for all of our teacher here.
There's so much to learn. Why wouldn't I? It's an opportunity. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. So the topic for today is meditation. Meditation is actually the energies of the wisdom. And the last few days, all the teachers talked to us about wisdom, and there's 5 different levels of wisdom. Okay. Also corresponding to the 5 different states of awareness. And as we all know, awareness is the root of humanity. Okay. So based on the foundation of awareness, it corresponds to our wisdom. Okay. And the energies of wisdom is mentation. Yeah, mentation. So the topic today we're talking about rich in mentation. Okay, it's the application of wealthy mentation in life. Okay, so first we have the definition of who is a person rich in mentation. Okay, what is mentation? Who is the person rich in mentation? We can say that mentation wealth, rich in mentation, or mentation wealth, whichever is right. Okay. So a person with a rich mentation. It's about to write that. So a person with a rich mentation is someone who consistently maintains a state in mentation. Sorry. Give me minutes. Just hold down. So a person, if you can write down, that'd be great. I'll just follow up with the diagram instead of writing down every single word. Okay. So a person who rich in meditation is someone who consistently maintained a state of appreciation and gratitude. So a person who rich in meditation is someone who consistently maintain a state of appreciation, gratitude. Someone who consistently maintains a state of appreciation and gratitude in emotion, tolerance in character. So a person who rich in mentation is someone who consistently maintains a state of appreciation and gratitude in emotion, tolerance in human nature, and inner peace in heart, and inner peace at heart. So a person who rich in mentation is someone who consistently maintains a state of appreciation and gratitude in emotion, okay, tolerance in human nature, and inner peace at heart. So our inner being, we know that our inner beings consist of the heart. So we have heart, the human nature, and the emotion. So this is our inner being, yeah? Our inner being consists of the heart, the natures, and emotion. Okay. So when we receive a message, when the message comes to us, when we receive a message, we can use our emotion to respond. Okay, use our emotion to respond. Or use our nature, our human nature, to analyze and differentiate. Analyze and differentiate. Okay. Or use our heart to receive. Okay, we have learned this from the topic of the human energetic structure. Okay, so based on the when the message conveyed to us, or when we receive the message, now because we have learned this knowledge from the human energetic structure, we know that we can master our inner being by using our emotion to respond, or using our nature to analyze and differentiate, or using our heart to receive. Okay, we have the choice. So a person who rich in mentation is someone who consistently maintain. Okay, we have the word consistently here. Consistently maintain a state of appreciation and gratitude. Appreciation and gratitude in emotion, appreciation and gratitude in emotion, yeah, a state of appreciation and gratitude in emotion, right? When responding, okay, So a person who is rich in meditation is someone who consistently maintains a state of appreciation and gratitude, okay, appreciate in emotion when responding. Okay, that's the first state. The second state is a state of tolerance in human nature, okay, where a state of tolerance in human nature when analyzing and differentiating. Okay. So a person who rich in meditation is someone who consistently maintains a state of appreciation and gratitude in emotions when responding. Okay. A state of tolerance in human nature to in human nature to when analyzing and differentiating. Okay. And a state of let me turn on. Thank you, Ko Kelly, for typing the content in the chat box. A state of inner peace. Okay. In inner peace at heart when receiving. So when we cannot be, okay, so let me repeat it again. A person rich in meditation is someone who consistently maintains a state of appreciation and gratitude in emotion when responding, a state of tolerance in human nature when analyzing and differentiating, a state of inner peace, okay, at heart when receiving. Okay. So when we cannot be tolerant, we can still be, what do you think? We can still be appreciate and be grateful. When we cannot appreciate and be grateful, we can still find inner peace. Yeah. So a person who is rich in meditation, when they cannot be tolerant, they can still appreciate and be grateful. When they cannot appreciate and be grateful, they can still find inner peace. Okay. So a person who rich in meditation, they basically continuous cycle through these three states: appreciation, gratitude in emotion, tolerance in human natures, and inner peace at heart. Okay. And they alternate between the three meditation only. There are no other meditation outside of this. Okay. If they not be tolerant, then they appreciate and be grateful. If they cannot appreciate and be grateful, they can still find inner peace. If they cannot find inner peace, then they be tolerant. If they are not tolerant, they can appreciate and be grateful. If they cannot appreciate and be grateful, they can still find inner peace. Okay, and by keep doing it, keep alternate, continuously cycle through these three states. Okay, that person consistently be able to come back to living in inner peace over again and again in their life, and that person can go back to be tolerant over and over again throughout their day. And that person can go back to appreciate and be grateful over and over again throughout their life. So, do you understand this? Yeah. Okay. And the important things is that we have to keep ourselves consistently maintain these 3 meditation in our life, okay, and alternate or cycle through these 3 only. Okay. And so these are, and when we be able to do this, we hold on to the energies of wisdom, inner peace, tolerance, and appreciation, gratitude. Okay. So that is the energies of wisdom. Okay. If you often, I sometimes heard a teacher often said that he is the prosper in meditation. Okay. And most of us, we should strive to become the prosper in meditation as well, which means that whoever we meet in life, we can bring them the energies of inner peace. Okay. We can be tolerant to them, and we can always appreciate and be grateful for everything in our life. So we use these energies of wisdom, okay, to illuminate everything around us. And after we have gained a special inner awareness and knowledge about wisdom, we need to understand how to apply these energies of wisdom in our lives and how to illuminate it. So when we shine it into our life, shine the light of wisdom in our life, okay, we will find it very peaceful. Okay, and that is the energies of wisdom. Okay. So when we talk about today, instead of normally, we will talk about the inner peace first. But I would like to talk about tolerance first today, the meditation of a person who being tolerant to others. Okay. So let's talk about tolerance today. With tolerance, we have few terms and few concepts we need to get used to, and since it's quite an extensive concept, okay, let's write it down. So in order to understand the different level, many different levels of tolerance, okay, before actually exploring the concept of tolerance, okay, we clarify some concepts about forgiveness, about forgiveness, okay, different level of tolerance that we say forgiveness, altruistic, and lenient. Okay, so we talk about different level of that before we actually talk about tolerance, so we can understand more how important to become a person who being tolerant to others. Okay, so as first we have the term forgiveness. Okay, forgiveness. So a forgiveness person is a person with the virtue, also a person with the virtue of forgiveness is someone who, when faced with another people's fault, actually, let's say if I use, don't have the cup here. Okay. If I use this cup holder, it's not really, okay, as this cup holders as a metaphor to represent 10 parts of someone else's fault. Yeah, let's say this is a metaphor to represent 10 parts of someone else's fault. So when someone fault you, okay, then a forgiveness person is a person with the virtue, of forgiveness. Then when they face with another people fall, they will absorb entirely of it. So they take everything in here. Okay, they take everything in here, and it is tenfold. And over time, the burden of that fall will diminish, leaving only 6 to 7 parts within them. Okay. So the forgiveness person, when receive someone else fall, okay, they can look at it when you see someone has mistaken them, someone make them unhappy. Okay, they basically, let's say that person for a 10 parts of fault. Okay, 10 parts of fault, the other people fault. Okay. Is basically, okay, when they face with 10 parts of someone's fault, they will take in all 10 parts. They take in all 10 parts. Take in all 10 parts. Okay, 10 parts of other people's faults. Okay. And over time, that 10 parts somehow will diminish, okay, diminish and reduce to 6 to 7 parts. Reduce to 6 to 7 parts. Right. It reduced to 6 to 7 parts with the person who has the virtue of has the mentation of forgiveness. So because the fault is still lingers, okay, there's still 6 to 7 parts lingers. So that they might feel the sense of irritation when it's been brought up, and outwardly they might say that, oh, I have forgive you, okay, I have forgiven you, okay, you're being forgiven. But when the same mistakes or same fault occurs again, the anger inside of them may resurface, okay, and making forgiveness more difficult. So a person like this is embody the meditation of forgiveness. Forgiver is someone who, when they face with wrongdoings, they take in all 10 parts, okay, and all of that of other people falls into themselves. Okay, they keep it, they hang on to it, they carry it like a burden. Okay, and that burden eventually lessens over time. It reduces over time, and it's reduced to perhaps to 6 to 7 parts only. But because some of the faults still there, yeah, some of the faults still there, whenever the issues is brought up, the mistake is brought up, the fault is brought up, okay, the irritation inside of them still arise, and outwardly they may say that I've forgiven you, but when that same fault resurfaces, it can still trigger an outburst in them. So they may become anger, they may become very nasty toward other person. Okay, so that is the person who have the quality of forgiveness. With the person who have the quality of altruistic, so an altruistic person is someone who, when seeing other people's faults as 10 parts, still 10 parts of faults, okay, they will take in only about 6 to 7 parts. And so when 10 parts of other people fall, they reduce it, and then through their perspective they accept only about 6 to 7 parts. Okay, and over time they gradually let go of these 6 to 7 parts. Okay, over time they gradually let go these 6 to 7 parts and leaving in themselves about 4 to 5 parts only. Okay, 4 to 5 parts only. 4 to 5 parts, which is slightly below average. So with the forgiveness person, we see that the other people faults remain in them 6 to 7 parts. That is above average. But with the altruistic person, it remains only 4 to 5 parts, which is slightly below average. So at this stage, it may seem like they have forgotten this fault, other people's fault. However, if these faults are repeated again in the future, okay, there is this feeling in them. Okay, the memories of the other people's faults staying within them may resurface. Okay, may resurface, and that is the person who have the characteristics of altruistics. Okay. Next, we have the person who is forbearance. Okay, forbearance. Forbearance or lenience, and then forbearance. Okay. Lenient. Okay. Lenient. Forbearance or lenient. Okay. Lenient is a person when they face 10 parts of other people's fault, they take only 4 to 5 parts. Okay, so they take in less than the person who have the characteristics of altruistics. So 10 parts against, they take in only 4 to 5 parts. Okay, and over time, over time that 4 to 5 parts will reduce to only 1 to 2 parts or completely gone. 1 to 2 parts. Okay, with some people it's reduced to 1 to 2 parts. With some others it may completely eliminate. Okay, it may completely eliminate. Right. So that's the lenient person. Quảng. And lastly, we had a person with tolerance. Tolerance. So a person who is tolerant, they are a kind of person who like completely accept other people as who they are. Okay. And with tolerance, we have a little bit different definition when it's come to looking at other people's fault. Okay. When we're looking at other people's faults, then a tolerance person with UNESCO, according to UNESCO, they still seeing other people's faults, still lingering inside of them, maybe one part. But with our organization, with which organization definition, okay, a person who is tolerant means that they do not see other people's fault at all. They accept other people as who they are completely, 100%. Okay, so let's write down here first, and then we talk about the difference in definition. Okay, so the person with the characteristics of tolerance, they basically completely accept other people. Okay, so 10 parts of other people's fault. Okay, they don't take any of it in at all. Okay, they don't take any of it in at all. Okay, oops. None taken. None taken. They just see other people as who they are. Okay. And none of the fault taken in at all. Okay. So with tolerance, we have definition that according to UNESCO, they define it differently from which organization. With which organization, tolerance means that you don't see any of other people's fault. Basically, if they their fault is 10 parts, then you don't take any of it in. With the forgiveness person, they take in 10 parts, and over time it reduced to 6 to 7 parts. With an altruistic person, they take in 6 to 7 parts, and then it's reduced to 4 to 5 parts. And with the lenient person, they take in 4 to 5 parts, and over time it reduced to 1 to 2 parts. Okay, so that's how we measure the differences of the person who are being tolerant. Most of us in life, we don't live in tolerance that's as much as such. It's not simple to be a tolerant person. It's not simple to not see other people's fault. Most of the time we see other people's faults more than seeing our fault. And with someone who has learning in self-development, they may switch over to see their own fault instead of seeing other people's fault. But over here with tolerance, being tolerant, that means you don't see any people fault, either your own fault. Okay, so it's not that when you did something wrong, you don't feel sorry for it. Okay, you still feel sorry for it, but you easily bring yourself back in inner peace. Bring yourself back in inner peace rather than staying in the area, the space of forgiveness, altruistics, or lenience. Okay, by being a tolerant person, you'll be able to bring yourself back to appreciation, gratitude, or bring yourself back to inner peace quicker. So, according to UNESCO, with UNESCO, they define that tolerance. Okay. UNESCO, they define tolerance. Here we have let's draw the triangle of tolerance. It will show better as different definition. Okay. So with UNESCO, they define the person who is tolerant as someone is respecting and understanding the differences, okay, between themselves and others. So tolerance is respecting and understanding. So respect, understand, okay, respecting and understanding the differences between themselves and others in customs, in life's perspective, beliefs, religions, races, and ways of action. Okay, so that is the part of the definition of UNESCO when they define tolerance. Right? The tolerance is respecting and understanding the differences between yourself and others in custom, life, perspective, belief, religions, races, and ways of action. It's accepting others to do things one might not agree with a certain limit in order to guide them voluntarily toward goodness. So, it's accepting others to do things they might not agree with. Okay? Accepting others to do things one might not agree with. It's accepting others to do things one might not agree with. Or in another word, you are accepting others to do things you might not agree with a certain limit. Okay? With a certain limit, in order to guide them voluntarily okay, towards goodness. Toward goodness. Okay, in order to guide them voluntarily toward goodness. And that's a tolerance. So if that person at the end of being treated as being tolerant by other people, okay, you have to voluntarily heading toward goodness. So we guide them toward guided toward voluntarily toward goodness. Okay. So again, tolerance is respecting and understanding the differences between oneself and others in customs, life perspectives, beliefs, religions, race, and ways of action. And it's accepting others to do things you might not agree with within a certain limit. So in order to guide them voluntarily toward goodness. Okay. You managed to write that down? Okay. So when you, thank you very much, Go Kelly. So according to the human energetic structure, yeah, when the reference system of wit, okay, tolerance is an inner state of non-entanglement to anything arising in the mind. Previously we say it's non-attachment, or non-attachment or non-entanglement is similar. Okay, either non-attachment or non-entanglement. Okay? Non-attachment. Non-attachment. So tolerance is an inner state of non-attachment to anything arising in the mind due to external circumstances. Okay. And it's a state where greed and perception have come to stop. Greed and perception have come to stop. It's a state where greed and perception has come to stop. So tolerance, according to wit organization, is an inner state of non-attachment to anything arising in the mind due to external circumstances. Okay. So when the message been sent to you, when the message conveyed to you, right? Okay. Your heart, your nature, your emotions do not get entangled, do not get attached to any of those external messages sent to you. Okay. It doesn't affect you at all. So tolerance is an inner state of non-attachment to anything arising in the mind due to external circumstances. Yeah. It is the state where greed and perception, have come to stop. So a person who is tolerant toward others is one whose inner state remains non-attachment with anything in the behaviors of others. So they do not get attached to other people's behavior. And tolerance have another name, is eternal love. Another name of tolerance is eternal love. Okay. Eternal love. If you are a mother, okay, this inner state is tend to happen when you have your little child. When your child was like about between 0 to 2 years old. Okay, you have no expectation, no demand, no things, no other requirement for the child apart from just being the child's present. That's also already make you happy. Okay, so doesn't, if it's crying, kicking, screaming, doing whatever, you still being very happy as a mother to be able to comfort your child, right? That's most of the time it's happened like that. Okay, apart from some special cases. So a person who is tolerant toward others is one whose the inner state remain non-attachment with anything in the behaviors of others. Okay. And most of us, we don't tend to be able to do that in our life. We react quite impulsively toward other people's behavior, especially our loved one, right? So in order to, so today we understand that if we can maintain the meditation of tolerance, then we need to differentiate tolerance between forgiveness, between altruistics, between lenience, okay? And strive, nurture our heart to become the person who can maintain the meditation of tolerance in our life. Okay. And by doing that, we can be able to hold on to being a person who can live with eternal love. Okay. And there's a story to tell us why tolerance is eternal love. Tolerance represents for eternal love. So this story is about the descendants angels. It's called the descendant angel. Right. And it has been happened that once upon a time, before there's an angel who live in heaven. He looked out to us, earth, and he somehow wanted to go down to the earthly realm to live. Okay, and before he descending to the earth, the little angels was bid farewell, was say goodbye by everyone, by all of his friends in heaven, including God himself. Okay, what a privilege, right? So, before he descending to the earth, God asked him, why do you wish to descend to the earthly realm? It is a place full of dangers and resentment. People are angry. People are hating each other. There are so many challenges that you have to encounter. Why do you wish to descend to the earth? I never could be able to understand that. Okay. Then the little angel just replied gently, oh, because I want to. Oh, he sounded very excited as well. He said he really, really wants to. Okay. Then God said, do you know that once you get down there, you can easily lose your true nature, and it will be very difficult for you to return to heaven? Okay. The little angel replied that, oh, yes, I know, I understand that. Then God continued that, okay, so to return here, which is like heaven, right? To return back to the heaven, you must develop great love and complete acceptance. Okay, that means that to develop such love and acceptance, there must be people who appear in your life to cause you pain and hatred, and without them appearing to help you to grow, to help you to develop love and acceptance, it will be very difficult for you to return to heaven. Okay. And then after saying that, God turned around to all of other angels and asked them, is there anyone here who wants to help your friend to return back to heaven? Okay. So God looked around and everyone remained silent. So, and in a moment, only one friend of the angel spoke up. Okay, I'll volunteer to help my friend. Okay, then God, very, very surprised, he asked, why would you do that? Okay, he answered that, oh, because I love my friend. I want my friend to return to heaven. Okay, with a confusing face, God keep asking, do you know that by doing this, you will become someone very, very bad? Possibly you will be hated by many other peoples, and it will also be very difficult for you to return to heaven. Okay, so the angel very calmly answer, I understand, but I truly love my friend, so I really, really want my friend to be able to return here, and that's why I am very willing to help my friend. Okay, let's see the questions. Let me just finish the story. Okay. So after saying that the little angel look at their friends, okay, the friends, and say that, oh, my dear little angels, when we descend to the earthly realm, we will take different forms, and it will be very difficult for us to recognize each other. So no matter what harm I might cause you, please remember that somewhere someone did it because they love you. And I just hope you remember this. It's a very touching story, right? So, what is the message of the story? Of course, with that, the two little angels start embracing each other and descended to the heaven realm together. And because their story moved God so much, okay, the friends has been helping each other. So many lifetimes later, many lifetimes, both return to heaven. Okay. And so what is the moral of story? What do you think? When you heard this story and relate to the topic of tolerance, okay, what is the moral of the story?
Yeah, I think I just thought about unconditional love from the friend with his friend. Yeah,
Yes.
thank you, teacher.
Thank you. Thank you, Cô Kelly. Right. So, looking at your life right now, let's re-examine your life at this moment. Is there anyone in your lives currently causing trouble to you? Anyone in your life causing you suffering, causing you pain, causing you unwanted circumstances? Okay. If you can see any of them, then remember that person could very well be a very dear friend or teacher, okay, like the angels in the story, okay, and that person appear in your life for a reason, to create a situation for you to practice your tolerance, okay, practice the complete acceptance toward yourself and towards other people. So without them, without they being the conditions in your life, you wouldn't be able to, to increase the acceptance, the tolerance, the level of tolerance inside of you yourself. Okay. Right. So Phan Xuân asked the questions: can you differentiate non-attachment from don't care? Okay. So in life, sometimes we use the word don't care. We say to other people that we don't care. Right, chị Xuân? Sometimes in life we do. Okay. Yeah. So if you can turn your mic on and interact with me, that would be great. So tell me honestly, when you say to someone you don't care, do you still care for them? When you saying the word don't care to someone, does that really mean you don't care? or it still means that you care, but you just don't want to continue with it anymore?
Yes, I think I care.
Yes,
I
you
just say
care
I
a
don't
lot.
care, but I care.
Yes, okay. So as a human being, we only use word to express ourselves. But as we learn already, sometimes we use the word that go against with what we desire, go against with what we wish in life. And that's why we're here to revert all of that. Whatever we want, we say. Whatever we wish it, we say. Whatever we desire, we open our mouth and speak of what they are, instead of saying the things that hurt each other, instead of saying the things that go against what we desire. So we practice speech offering. We practice 7 offerings, right? And one of it is speech offering in our community. So the word don't care, as we have now come to understand, we really care to others. It's just that we don't want to do it anymore at that moment, but deep down inside our hearts, we really care, especially if that is our loved one. Yeah. So from now on, let's just practice to say things that we desire, say things that we wish for, and practice speech offering when we open our mouth and talk to others.
Yes. Thank you so much, teacher.
Thank you, too. Thank you for the questions. All right. Let me tell you another story. That will show. So the story you just heard is the love between Drew and Jody, the unconditional love, as Ko Kelly said, right? Unconditional love, and it shows how to be tolerant, how to be tolerant to other people in our life. Okay, so from now on to the rest of our life, if whenever you see an undesirable circumstances, okay, unfavorable conditions that coming into your life, then remember, okay, this is a blessing. If you want to get out of it as quick as possible, then learn a lesson from it. Okay, learn a lesson from it. You learn the lesson. You get out the impressions and enlightenment over that situation from that person that bring it to you. Then you be able to overcome those challenges in life quickly. The next story I'm telling you will be the story to show the tolerance to yourself instead of being tolerant to other people. Okay, and you, after you hearing this, you will know why it is the most important in life is to be tolerant to yourself. Okay, so this is a story. This is the story of the girl with the strange illness and the golden key. Right. So there was a girl who suffered from a strange illness. Okay, she grew paler and paler every day, and every day she increasingly getting very weak. Okay, and for no apparent reason at all, she has sought out so many renowned doctors for treatment. Okay, she went to so many hospitals all over the world, but her condition did not improve. It's getting worse and worse every day. So, alongside this illness, she had a recurring dream. So, in the dream, she saw an old house with its door locked from the outside, and many people were trapped inside of the house, and they were crying for help. Okay, she saw that, but she saw that in her dream, but couldn't do anything. So one day, someone told her about a master who lived a mysterious master, and she has been guided to sought out for the master who could explain many mysterious phenomena. Okay. So she went to see that master. He gave her a golden key, and he told her to hang that golden key around her neck. And he also advised her that when she returned to her dream, use this golden key to quickly rescue those people who trap inside the house. And only then her illness will improve. Okay. So, following the master advice, when the dream recurred again, she start getting the key out and inserting the key into the lock. But before actually opening it, out of curiosity, she peeked inside to see who was trapped in there. And to her surprise, all the people inside were those who had hurt her in the past, who has wronged her, who has fought her. So there was a neighbor who had just scolded her the other day, and even the three-legged dog that would chase and beat her when she was a little child. So at that moment, she felt that's too much. These people did not deserve her help at all. So she decided to pull out the key and walk away. Okay, we can guess what happened to her, right? After that, right? When she woke up, her illness not only failed to improve, but worsened over time, and her health grew weaker. So, facing life and death, she returned to the master, and he advised her that if she had the chance to return to the dream again, she should quickly free those people who trapped in the house. And he said that if you don't, when that house collapses, your life will be in danger. And fortunately, that night, she returned to the dream. Without hesitation, this time she used the key to unlock the door. And everyone inside rushed out. But in the corner, afraid, very weak girl, trying to drag herself step by step out of the house. So, looking very pitiful, okay, and the house even began to shake violently. Then she quickly ran inside and helped the girls out. So immediately, as soon as they got out, the house completely collapsed. So once they outside, she was startled to realize that the girl she was helping, okay, was herself. So then she woke up. So after waking up, her health gradually recovered. Then later on, she returned to the master and searching for explanation. So he shared a profound truth to her that in life she has unconsciously used other people's mistake. Okay, he has carries other people's fault with her. Okay, and she used other people's mistake to torment herself. So she had lacked forgiveness. She had lacked tolerance towards other people. And he said that tolerate others is the simplest way to save your own future. Okay, and the one who most deserving of tolerance is yourself. Okay. The one who most deserving tolerance is yourself. So that is the story of the girl with a strange illness. Yeah. So what do you think about tolerance? About this story? What do you think about this story? Yes, go Kelly. Again. You mute yourself. Please turn your mic on.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah. I just want to repeat your sentence that I am very impressive, that tolerance with others is the simplest way to save our life. Yeah, thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Cô Kelly, actually. Let me redraw this diagram because it shouldn't be the triangle. It shouldn't be. Oh, it's fine. It's fine. Sorry, it's fine. This corner is still information. Yeah, it is fine to be a triangle. So in previous class, we see our teacher draw the light over 3 lines, right, instead of the triangle. But it's okay to be a triangle as well, because we still have the information corner here is non-attachment, and the energy here is greed and perception stuff. And over here is the materials corner. So it remains the same. It's just a different way of drawing, that's all. Yeah. So a person living in the energies of tolerance is self-aware and oriented toward goodness, right? If they have the energies of tolerance, if they living in the environments, there's a lot of tolerate people, a lot of people who tolerate them, whatever mistake they do, whatever wrong things that they do, okay, others still within a certain limit, okay, be able to tolerate them. Then eventually they will be guided to voluntarily and heading toward goodness. Okay, so through this triangle we can understand that. Okay, and one of the material manifestations of tolerance is not just being respect, okay, understand, but also accept others as well. Okay, so in this corner over here, the material manifestation of tolerance is the definition of tolerance according to UNESCO, and in the information corner with the energies corner of tolerance is the definition of WIT, okay, with organization. So we combined the best of both. Okay, so tolerance according to UNESCO is either respect and understand, respecting and understanding the differences of others in customs, lifestyles, beliefs, religions, races, and ways of action. And it means that accepting others may do things that we do not agree with certain limit, within certain limit, to guide them, okay, to guide them voluntarily, okay, toward goodness. So we accept others as well. Respect, understand, and accept others. With definition. Tolerance is an inner state of non-attachment to anything occurring in our mind due to external circumstances, and it is an inner state where both greed and perception come to stop. Yeah. So a person living in the energy of tolerance, they are oriented or voluntarily heading toward goodness. So the moment that greed and perception, okay, stop, the the energies of tolerance appear immediately. This is the energies of tolerance. Okay. So if you fully embrace this principle that when you see other people fault without being attach to them, without letting them disturb your inner being, okay, and your greed and perception, you stop all of your greed and perception, then you will feel the urge to change someone. Okay, when you feel the urge to change someone or something, okay, immediately you stop it. You stop the urge to change other people, okay, because you know that it is your greed and perception that are leading you. Okay, then you will come to respect, understand, and accept them as who they are. So at that moment, the energies of tolerance, and since tolerance is often applied to people, okay, this energy illuminates our social relationships. Okay, social relationships. Then we will have the opportunity to become self-aware and strive to voluntarily heading toward goodness. So tolerance is calling upon the collective good karma. Okay, good karma. So when someone appear in your life and they cause you suffering, they cause trouble to you, they're making your life uncomfortable, okay, then if you be able to take note on the lessons, the impressions, and enlightenment, then you basically activating your brain. Okay, so greed and perception do not attach to the lives of natures and emotion. So when we respect, understand, and accept others, we receive the energies of tolerance. Okay, so tolerance towards people guides them to voluntarily heading toward goodness. Okay, so if there is only the material aspects of tolerance, it is limited. However, because with the energies of tolerance, true tolerance or eternal love can be generated, or unconditional love. Okay, so being applying tolerance in our life toward other people, toward different relationship in our life, we be able to access our total karma. Okay, be able to access our total karma. So this is a very important lesson to help you to understand the energies of tolerance here. Okay, so let's see. We have the term of okay, this time we will delve deeper into the energies of wisdom and how the energies of tolerance, gratitude, inner peace can help us to activate good karmic process. Okay, so we have the let's say this is the, let's draw a house. Okay. This is the storage or the housewares. Okay, this is the storage or the housewares. We said is storage. Okay. Storage. So there is storage. Within our total karma, we have the storage of total karma. Okay, in the human energetic structure, we have the subconscious garden. Yeah, the subconscious garden. We use the garden as the metaphor, but over here we use the storage as a metaphor. The storage of our total karma. Okay, the storage of our total karma, just like the image of the subconscious garden. Okay, but this time we use the image of the storage. Right. So how do we, because with this storage there will be the door, okay, with lock, if you want to get in, you need to unlock this door and open the door to get inside his storage, right? Okay, so let's say this is storage of our total karma. All our karma start in here, right? And it is includes our total karma, include our consciousness, include our condition, and include the outcome. So total karmic outcome, total karmic condition, and total karmic consciousness, right? Do you remember that? Do you remember that, everyone? So this is storage of our total karma. So within here, this is storage of our total karma. And with our total karma, we have 3 types. Our consciousness, our karmic consciousness, our karmic condition, and our karmic outcome. Yeah? So this start our total karma, the total of our consciousness, our conditions, and our outcomes over many lifetimes. Okay, so it start in this, all of it start in this storage. Okay, so if we can unlock the good karmic consciousness over countless lifetime, then we can greatly shorten the time needed to learn and understand a lot. Okay, we basically activate our brain. Okay, brain act. So with the formula to apply it, it becomes simple for us to access this storage. Okay, and luckily for us, okay, our master, our teachers, okay, when he's on the path to unlocking this total karma, okay, he be able to unlock this. Yeah. But we must know how to use the energies of wisdom, which is, okay, inner peace, appreciation, gratitude, and tolerance to achieve it. And we also have the term, there's a concept called ignorance transition between lives. There's a concept called ignorance. Ignorance transitions ignorant transitioned between life. Okay, between lives it's many lifetime actually. Has to be many lives. So between lives. It means cách ấm vô mình. Ignorance transition between lives. So when you we are talking about our countless lifetime, right? So between this lifetime to the other lifetime, we have to go through the womb of our mothers. So we have the concept called ignorance transition between life, which states that when our storage of total karma, when the storage of total karma is closed, when it's shut, when it closed, making it very difficult for us to open it. Okay. And during our time in our mother wombs, this process blackened all the karma in our warehouse. And very, very, very few people can unlock it. So if we can unlock it, okay, our understanding will expand greatly. And earlier, before we starting the session, I overheard teacher Linle overheard. She was telling you about wisdom level 4. Okay. So that is when you get to wisdom level 4, you'll be able to open this total, this storage. You'll be able to access it, open the lock, getting in and access this storage. Okay, so during our time in our mother wombs, okay, when we forming and becoming a new person coming into this life, that's transitioned between the past life and this life. We call it ignorance transition between lives. Okay, we come out of our mother womb and totally forget everything happened in our past lives, right? So that's what happened when we was in our mother wombs. Okay, there's a concept that we call the ignorance transition between life. When we transition between different lives, okay, all of our consciousness, all of our understanding, all of our knowledge, okay, got blacked out. Okay, it disappeared. It disappeared into this storage. Okay, it's because it's been stored in this storage, total karma. Okay, but if you be able to unlock this door, okay, your understanding, your consciousness will expand greatly. So there's a question, alright. Can you take a feel good when you be able to enter into it? Can you take a feel good karmic consciousness processes? Just a few. Can you take some of it to use for yourself? So when this door slightly open, can you actually use this to create social value? Can you actually be able to help life, to assist other people during this stage of your life? Can it be done? What do you think? So there is a simple way. This storage, we know that it is infinite. Okay, it's infinite because it's stored all about total karma over countless lifetime. Yeah, so it's infinite. It's huge, it's vast, it's enormous, it's infinite. And within it, okay, within it, you are a precious, there's a precious item. So this storage is always closed, but the interesting part is that if anyone stores something precious in it, this storage will open. Okay. However, if you want to take anything else, if you take any precious things, okay, out, you might not be able to do that because there's a guardian who strictly protects this warehouse, this storage. Okay, there's a guardian who strictly protects this storage. So, for example, in 1 year when you put truckloads of precious item into this warehouse, this storage, and you tell the guard to store that you're gonna come in and you will store all of the precious item, okay, without expecting to taking anything out, okay, then you would be open. They would be open this door for you to get in to start your items. Yeah. So if every month you bring a truckload of precious item and bring into it and putting into it every day, every hours, every minute, okay, and then every second, okay, every minute, every second you bring in precious item to put into this storage, to store in the storage. Okay, so this way the storage will be continuously open for you to keep bringing in your item, right? And after get to know the guard, okay, the person who guard this door, after getting to know this person, I should have drawn him inside the door, the person who guard this door here, after you get used to them, you be friend with that guy, that person there, okay? Then someday you may ask to enter the storage to take out the few items that you had previously stored, but you put in more than you take out. So eventually the guards will allow you free access without any condition, okay, any occasion. And occasionally you take out items that you did not originally store in here, and at that point basically you have unlocked the total karma. You have unlocked this door, okay? And start with your own personal storage first, then there is the collective or the total collective storage open later, okay? So our storage of total karma is connected to other people storage of total karma as well. So all of us, we're sitting in this Zoom, we have our storage of karma actually connect to each other, and that's how we'll be able to all appear in here this time in this Zoom to interact with each other, to be present with each other, because somehow the storage of our total karma connected. So we call it the collective storage. So many people storage connect to each other, yeah. And that's why sometimes if you be able to achieve wisdom level 4, then at that moment you be connect to the wisdom, the knowledge that you never be able to know before, okay. So every time you do, you can withdraw the lessons, the impressions and realization daily, every minute, every second, okay? You are basically using the energies of inner peace, tolerance and gratitude, appreciation, okay? So but only when you open the aspects of your inner being, your health, your relationship and your finances, okay, then with daily consolidations of cherish the lessons and impressions and enlightenment relate to those, okay, you basically store them in your storage, okay, without trying to check them out. You store them in here with peace, and don't think about taking any of them out, yeah. So just continue doing the lessons, the impressions and the enlightenment every day, okay. And then that means you basically going in here and tell the God that, hey God, I want to store in here the precious item that is my appreciation and that's essence, my impressions and my enlightenment, yeah. And then you forget about them. You store them in here, you forget about them. And one day, when the time comes, you want to recall them, then you use your gratitude and call them forth. Okay? You use your gratitude, inner peace, appreciation, tolerance, okay? You call this knowledge out, you call this consciousness out. Okay, so this by doing lessons, okay, by doing lessons, impression, enlightenment, every hour, every second, every minute, okay, every day. By doing this every day, okay, you be able to access this storage, okay, you be able to access this storage, okay, and store the treasures in this storage, okay, making okay, and later on you can call them out, okay. And we has been advised, our teacher advising us that we need to do 10,000 lesson impression enlightenment throughout our life in order to be able to call upon our total karma anytime we need it. Yeah. So if we practice tolerance, okay, okay, then tolerance will activate the karmic conditions. Okay, tolerance activates the karmic condition, and the important thing is to open the total karma storage. Okay, the important thing is to open the total karma, the total karma storage. So, if we practice tolerance and gratitude, appreciation, gratitude for the presence of others, then we can call for good karmic consciousness and karmic condition. Yeah, do you understand? So by being grateful for the karmic outcome and what we possess, we can increase what we own. For example, right? If you are collecting antique stuff, yeah, you are an antique collector. Then with high antique collector, high value, and you appreciate all the item that you own, all the item that come into your hand, yeah, and then as a result, you will continuously increase your collections. Okay, so similar to that, the energies of wisdom and gratitude, appreciation, tolerance, inner peace that can greatly support us wherever it is directed. And I hope that everyone here will harness this energy during this period. So that is tolerance. Okay. Tolerance. The benefits of tolerance. That is for ourselves is usually people used to see their own mistakes, other people mistakes, and then they see themselves, they see their mistake, or some other people, they look at the mistake of others' love or their loved one, and they use that to torment themselves. Okay, so for example, if your husband or your wife does something wrong, okay, do you torment yourself with their mistake? Okay, some of you, if you observe yourself, then you might notice that you sometimes do that. You sometimes using your husband or your wife wrongly, then you often use those mistakes to torment yourself. Okay. So if we understand the story of the girl with the illness and the golden key, then we got to understand that the person who deserves tolerance the most is ourselves. Okay. And the simplest way to set our future is to be tolerant to ourselves. Yeah. So the story itself, we can see that most of us, we use the mistakes of others to torment ourselves. Yes, to make ourselves feel difficult. Yeah. To make ourselves feel hurt. But all of that's happening in our head. The other person don't want us to feel hurt, but we're using their mistake, we're using their fault to hurt ourselves. It's like it's like you drinking the poison and you hope that other people died. Okay, when you torment yourself, when you hurt yourself because what other people say, what other people behavior, what other people do. Okay, technically, right, you drinking, and if when you get angry at other people, when you get angry and when you resent other people. So scientists days has done research and about the our emotion when we get angry, and they found that the chemicals come out of the angry person can kill that person. If we being angry more than like 1 minute, then that amount of chemical come out from being angry can easily kill an adult, right? So tolerance may has many benefits for ourselves because it's energy vibrational frequency. In other words, it protects our inner electromagnetic by our energies, our inner state. Yeah, it protects our inner state with other people's. So when we can be tolerant toward ourselves and others, our inner state remains balanced and positive. So earlier when I said when we use other people mistake to torment ourselves, if you remember, it's like a metaphor of when other people harm you, when other people hurt you, when other people say something or did something that make you feel miserable. Okay, you tend to remember what they said. Okay, you tend to remember other people's mistake. Let's say, for example, let's say it is your husband, okay, or your wives, right? So, or your loved one, yeah. So if your loved one, okay, if your loved one sleep with other people, right? Obviously, it isn't your fault; it's their fault. Okay, but then lots of women tend to torment themselves over it, and they won't be able to live in inner peace, or they're not cheerful and happy anymore. Okay, when the other person, when you see your loved one sleep with the other person, or when you see your husband sleep with another woman, right? Obviously, you wouldn't be happy anymore. Okay, you're in pain, and then you start blaming him for betraying you. Okay, later on, if your children, okay, are being bad to you, okay, they treat you unfairly, then you also torment yourself. Okay, you may ask, oh, why you raise such a child, and then you suffer inside of yourself. You suffer for your whole life because of that child. You suffer your whole life because of your husband's mistake. You suffer for the rest of your life because someone else fault, because of your parents did this, because of your friend did that to you. Okay, so is that not using someone else's mistake to torment yourself? Huh? You are using other people's mistake to torment yourself. You're using other people's mistake to hurt yourself, to feel bad for yourself. So whenever you feel bad for yourself, you actually, okay, maximize other people's mistake in your head. Okay, and if you have a friend, okay, and maybe your friend somehow borrow you money and forget to return it, they somehow harm you in some way, okay, have you ever done something wrong and remember that mistake forever? Anyone? Have you ever done something wrong and you remember that mistake up until this day?
Yes.
Yeah? Okay. So you are hold on to your past mistake and you judge yourself, you criticize yourself, okay? And you unable to feel peace within yourself. Okay? So you hold on to that mistake, you keep tormenting yourself over your own mistakes, so it's harm you. So when you recall those events, your inner states turn negative, right? So according to karma, if your inner state is negative, then your energy vibrational frequency you emitted outside is low, which will attract undesirable outcomes happen in your life. So now you understand why there are so many challenges, so many undesirable outcomes, undesirable results happen in your life. Because you keep holding to all the mistakes that you've done in the past, you keep holding to other people's mistakes that done to you in the past. Okay, it's the past, it's gone. Okay, it's no longer there, but you are still hold on to it until this day. So you carrying on your shoulder the big backpack of other people's faults, of your own faults, and you're wondering why this life is so heavy. Okay, so especially in terms of inner state towards other people. Okay, it's bad enough that you do it for yourself. Okay, it's bad enough that you have a negative inner state towards ourselves, but when you have negative inner state towards other people, so there's are two important individuals in this life that impacts your inner state and can lead to significant consequences if you not handle it well. So the first person is yourself, and the second is other people. When it's come to yourself, if your inner states, okay, if you have negative inner state or your inner state leans negatively, it will affect your health and everything else, okay, leading to negative consequences, negative result, negative outcomes appears in your life, okay, or undesirable outcomes. So regarding your inner state towards other people, yeah, when you think about other people, if you have a negative inner state towards one person or toward your husband, for example, it can escalate and spread to others, to your children, to your friend, to your parent, and lead into a chain of reaction of negativity. Okay, so by having the negative inner state toward one person, you will eventually escalate and spread it to other people, create a chain action of negativity. So this will gradually close off positive connections. Okay, it will close off all of the relationship or the good relationship that you've been built over time, and lead to undesirable outcome, lead to the undesirable relationships, unfavorable relationship, unfavorable condition. Okay, so understanding this, there are two keys that you must approach with tolerance. Okay, to individuals, it's yourself and others, and this is the simplest way to initiate positive connection. Okay, so let's say for another example, if someone offends you, and then you get upset, okay, you get angry, okay, it could lead to a loss of motivation in learning, right? Yeah. So if you are a student, then you might think poorly of the teachers, and then you lose interest in learning altogether. So this shows how a person mistake can have lasting negative effect. Okay, so you need to recognize that seeing other people's faults means that their faults have already affected you. So remember this diagram. When you see other people fall, When you can see it, that means that's the result already. Okay, the outcomes already appear in your life. You already affected by their fault. Okay, but if you don't see other people's fault, you see they as who they are. When you look at them, you use your inner truth to see them. You receive them with the will to hear, the will to see, the will to say, the will to know. Yeah. So if you don't see other people's fault, then you are practicing tolerance. So the essence of tolerance is not about tolerating someone else's fault. Because as soon as you say that, oh, I forgive you, I tolerate you, you are not tolerant at all. You are either forgiveness, altruistic, or lenient. Okay. The only time that you being tolerant is, okay, you do not see other people's fault at all. Okay. If you don't see anyone's fault, then there is nothing to tolerate, right? There's nothing to tolerate if you don't see any other people's fault. Okay. And reaching a state where you see no fault in others. Okay. When you can reach to the state where you see no fault in others, means you recognize that everything that happened in your life is the result of your total karma. And from this perspective, if your total karma brings a certain result, bringing a certain outcome, it doesn't matter if a specific condition trigger it. So, if not this person, then if not this condition, then will be another condition, another person come along to trigger it. Because in your total karma, it will happen sooner or later. Okay? So therefore, people have no fault against you. And there is no need to tolerate them. Okay? People have no fault against you. People is no problem. People is no problem. So there is no need to tolerate them. Okay? No need to tolerate other people. Okay? So with tolerance, there's 3 realizations to achieve true tolerance. Yeah? So you need to realize that first, if your inner state is negative towards someone, okay, undesirable outcome will manifest. Therefore, maintain a balanced and positive inner state towards others is the best thing you can do for yourself. Right. So the first thing to do is maintain the balanced and positive inner state towards other people. Okay. Tolerance towards others and yourself is the quickest way to initiate positive connection. So the essence of tolerance is not about tolerance itself. Because if you don't see other people's faults, then there's nothing to tolerate at all. Okay? Secondly, everything that happens to us is dictated by our total karma. So we must accept the consequences, the outcome. If it's not this condition, if it's not this person, okay, it will be another person. It will be another. It will be another person. It will be another condition that's bring that result to you. So people don't really have any fault against you. People have no problems. People is no problem. Right? And thirdly, you're not seeing fault in others. Means there's no need for tolerance, okay? Because the root cause originates from ourselves, not others' fault. It's not our fault, right? The root cause originates from ourselves. Okay, so using the energies of wisdom, practicing being tolerant towards ourselves and towards other people will protect our future. So there's another question, right? What should we do if we are tolerant? If we are tolerant toward others, but they keep take advantage of us? What do you think? Is that a case that happened? You being tolerant to others, but they keep taking advantage of you. So what should you do? What should you do if you are tolerant but other people keep taking advantage of you? No, tolerance has its limit. So that's the problem with UNESCO definition. With UNESCO definition, because tolerance has its limit, if that person get over that limit, okay, we're unable to accept it anymore. And obviously, each of us, we have a different level of limits, right? Okay, but with definition, we don't see other people's fault at all, so it's much easier to deal with. So as soon as you see other people's fault, you are not tolerant toward them anymore. Okay, so you accept the fact that your inner state is somehow still negative toward others, right? And you be able to learn to elevate your awareness, to shift your inner state from negative to balance and positive. So it's simpler to do that. So when you being tolerant to others, but you think that they keep taking advantage of you, right? That is, so in essence, total karma, it does not retroactively change. Okay, retroactively change. Okay, so in essence, we have the term that that causalities is not retroactively changed. That means that when we have something, once we have done something, when other people have done something to you, you have already received it. That's the result, that the outcome. When they done something to you, that the outcome, okay, that's already happened. So that's outcome, that's karma, that total karma dissipate. Okay, and if you acknowledge and accept it and separate the person from their action, it's end there, it's completely finished. Okay, no other things lingering around. Okay, no other negativity lingering around. If you completely accept it, acknowledge it and accept it, know it and accept it. Okay, so we already talked about this previously. I just reminding you. So the formula, if other people done something wrong to you, you know it, accept it. Okay, know it, accept it. Yeah, know it, acknowledge it, accept it, and separate the person from their action. Then it's end there. Okay. However, if you only forgive them without truly understanding their fault, that can create new karma within you. Okay, new karma, the new seed, okay, will come out. And over time, that new karma will produce the new outcome. It might seem like the old karma that recurring, but in reality, it's the new karma create new outcome. So when you know, when you acknowledge and accept, okay, and separate the person from their action, okay, all right, this is the person who I love. That's what they done. That's their action. Okay, I still love them, but that their actions can be changed, can be improved, right? So accepting the person as who they are, okay, and separate that person with their action. So you no longer holding on to resentment. You no longer resenting that person. It's only the action that they done at that time. Okay, maybe at different time they will not do it anymore, but that time they did that. So separate that person from the action without holding to resentment. So you prevent the new karma from forming, and thus no new outcomes will arise. Okay, no new outcomes will arise. So being being tolerant towards others, showing respect, showing understanding, showing respect, showing understand and accept them. Okay, you find inner peace within them and within yourself. That's we call the karma to settle and no new outcome to emerge. No new outcome will emerge. Okay, there were no other consequences, no other problems. Okay, not at all, no outcomes. Okay, so because what happened is already happened. Okay, what's happened is already happened. There's no need for it to continue to create, to emerge into another outcomes later on. If there no new seeds that been formed, no new cause that been formed, then there will be no new outcomes. Okay, and that means we are be able to achieve what we call the words no jeopardy, no. Okay, there's not no double jeopardies in causality. Okay, no, it's non-retroactively changed. Okay, là nhân quả không hồi tố, non-retroactively change. Okay, so being tolerant towards others, showing respect, showing understand, accepting others, okay, you will cause the karma to settle and no new outcome to emerge. Right. In essence, that is what you're doing, is create an environment where it's not the causality is not retroactively happen again. So once other people have done something to you, you already receive it, that's karma dissipate. So if you know and accept it and separate the person from their action, it's end there. Okay, it's end there. Everything finished. It's done. Because you recognize, you're accepting that. Okay, you separate that person from their action. Then your mental image, your negative mental image disappear. So no new karma forms. You prevent any recurrence. Okay, cause and effects is not retroactive. Yeah, thank you, Kokeli. So if the old karma still affect you, it will continue to manifest into the new outcome. Yeah, so just know and accepting it, then no new outcomes will emerge. And once you handle it completely, it will end. Okay, because we just accept it without any concern. Right, so now we have used the cause and effects is not retroactive. So for example, if you have the cause of love, you will see the love in others. When you feel that people do not love you, it is because you lack the cause of love within yourself at that moment only. Okay, and let's take another example. If you have the cause of love within yourself, even if someone's actions are minor, you will see them as the act of silent love. Okay, but on the other hand, if you lack the cause of love, even if someone provides you with everything you need, okay, giving you everything that you want, you might still feel exploited. Okay, you may feel that the person taking advantage of you because you have the cause of exploitation. You have the cause of being taken advantage within yourself. Yeah, so returning to the initial assumption that someone is hurting you, then you must understand that your own perception often distorts reality. So to help you to stop the misconception, okay, you we don't, our address is hypothetical scenarios, but okay, when discussing a real situation, okay, we know how it's going to be handled if we be able to maintain tolerance, appreciation, gratitude, and inner peace within ourselves. Okay. So our society often using the term lost connection for their gains. But there is no concept of lost connection. Mất kết nối. So we often heard the term lost connection between the mother and the child, right? Between the husband and the wife. Okay, but that concept is only used in our society. It's not the real concept here, because as people already connected by total karma, we are people living in the same house, we are same family, a same community, a same country. As a human being, we are, all of us, we are connected by our total karma, just like our storage of total karma. This storage, we all connect to each other. So there's no such thing as lost connection. The connection is only varies instead of negative, positive, and balanced energy. Okay, but it's never like non-existent. It's always exists. It's just either negative, positive, or balanced. So if you feel disconnect from your child, disconnect from your loved one, is it actually the negative connection? So to transform this, is you need to bring your state to balance, to inner peace, and save your child without issues, and then you initiate the positive intentions. Okay, so you must have absolute faith in causality in order to be able to do that. Okay. So the benefit of tolerance is naturally will lead us, okay, voluntarily striving towards goodness. Striving towards goodness. Okay. And the person. So end of today's session, we can go home with the understand that